Hello, hello. Welcome to Waifus of Overwatch and happy Valentine's Day. This is your host, Erin Fitzgerald, along with my BFF,
Danielle McCrae. How you guys doing?
Happy Valentine's Day!
Happy Valentine's Day.
So, yes, you are so welcome for the gifts we are bringing you on this day. And today, this interview, the second interview that we have released for you, is the one, the only, Jonny Cruz.
Hi.
Yay! Fangirls everywhere.
Yeah.
Losing their mind. Jonny Cruz plays Lucio in Overwatch. If you didn't already know that, I don't know where. You shouldn't be listening to this podcast if you didn't know that. I'm just saying.
No, stay.
So, Jonny Cruz, you are actually Lucio, one of my favorite characters to play of all time.
Oh well, I'm very honored. I'm only 50% of that. The other half being Blizzard, but so honored to be such a gift.
It is very exciting. You are a gift to me. You are a huge gift to me, and I'm very excited. I might get tongue-tied a little bit because you're on the show. Like, we're talking to you in real time. Like, this is real life. I'm not listening to you on the game. This is you.
Stop, but keep going. Yeah. Stop it, but keep going.
Oh, it's just heating up in here, everybody. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Jonny, we have to do some serious talking first. Some very serious talking. You are an actor, a professional.
I am a very serious actor.
You're a very trained actor. You studied theater as a child. You did very fancy theater studying things. Can you tell us a little bit about where you're from, where you started acting, what got you into acting, anything about how did the ball get rolling for you in this industry?
Yeah, sure. So it started for me many moons ago as a young boy. I think the first time I really got into it was the 7th grade. I took it as an elective. I had a teacher, his name was Tracy Levin, but the class was just kind of a fun place to like, it wasn't like a big deal, or I wasn't thinking about anything. I really wanted to play sports. I wanted to be on the basketball team.
Where was this?
This was in El Paso, Texas.
Thank you.
By the way, guys, there you go. Yeah, location would be good. So, yeah, as a young in El Paso, Texas, kind of lost, not knowing what I wanted to do, and being very terrible at basketball, like really bad.
Little did you know you should have put on the skates, man. You could have put on the skates.
It was too young. It was an old day.
Oh, right. Yeah. You could have put on the 4 wheels. That's a popular thing. I don't know. Was that popular in Texas? Roller skating?
Rollerblading?
Just roller skating, like old school 4 wheels. That's what I did. I had the roller skates with the stopper on the front of them, going to the roller rink.
Actually, I lived in Germany, and what I used to love to do is rollerblade down cobblestone streets. Was weird.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, wait. Are you pulling our leg? Is that really a thing? Lucio was actually in Germany, Eichenwald, and rollerblading down cobblestone streets, because that is just making my night.
Yeah, that's a true thing.
Oh my god!
I used to do dope little rollerblading tricks, like
What? That's awesome.
Do you speak German?
That was a pastime of mine, and also ice skating and stuff as well in Germany. So.
Did you learn German? Do you speak German? Could you, with Darren DePaul and the actress who plays Mercy, have a whole German conversation?
Das Essen ist fantastisch. And it's pretty much all I have left.
Das ist gut, ja.
The most important, because it means it's this food is fantastic.
Yes, it is. We can agree. That is amazing. How old were you when you lived in Germany?
I was like 10 to 12, 13 maybe.
That is so
yeah,
cool.
so those were prime rollerblading years.
Did you get any acting in while you were in Germany?
Oh yes. I was actually I tried out for the role of Brom Bones in Sleepy Hollow.
No, what a great role.
Yeah, I was very excited to do it. I thought I was going to get it, but Miss McDonald, she gave the role to Lawrence. I thought was my friend.
No.
And in the end, I ended up playing Mr. Van Tassel, I believe his name was.
No, this is so wrong.
The mother to Ichabod's love interest. I had like 2 lines. But
we all need to go back and give Mrs. McDonald a talking to. Obviously, she didn't have her casting down.
It wasn't right. No, actually, Lawrence, he killed it.
Oh, that's the worst.
I just remember being like, all right, Lawrence, you win this one.
Excellent.
Next one is mine. And then we moved back to the States, and I never
Where
got
he
it.
became an evil villain, and you became his arch nemesis. And then, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. That's really cool, though. That's really cool. That's so cool. What a great piece of experience to have in terms of being an actor, right? Like getting to go to a different country and live there and be there and get to experience all the different types of humans. That's brilliant.
Oh, I recommend it, going beyond what you've always known and seeing different cultures. And it really, it brings you closer to people in a way that I just cherish the fact, that I got to live there. I got to live in Puerto Rico.
You got to live in Puerto Rico? Let's talk about that.
Well, okay. Yeah, my family's actually from Puerto Rico. Like my direct, my grandmothers on both sides, all my family pretty much lives in Puerto Rico. But me and my sister and my mom, we grew up, or she took us to Texas when I was very young. So we bounced around from Germany a bit, Puerto Rico to El Paso, Texas. So that's kind of like the base of where I was. And I didn't actually see my family for many years.
Right.
In and out. And then we'd go see them for a little bit, and then we'd be out.
Right.
So it was basically me growing up with just my mom and my sister, and sporadically seeing my family for a little bit, and only being there very young is when I was there the most. But as I got older, I started to rekindle that and go back to Puerto Rico very often and see my family, because I think the most important thing is never letting go of that connection. Being that initiating effort to connect, especially with family, especially if they're distant. That's
an awkward thing. So you initiated that, because that's really a hard thing to do if you feel like, oh, they don't know me, they're not interested, they've got their lives. Like to take the initiative to just, I'm gonna just go for it and wow.
Yeah, sure. It's kind of with my I didn't grow up with a dad. He was around, but not in proximity. But I think when I got older, one of the things for me was this ultimate forgiveness of any type of anger or any type of victimization of my own life. And one of those things I think on my journey in life was to bridge those gaps, let go of those old energies and those old beliefs, and give someone else, a shot of just being a family member without judgment and erasing the past. So me doing that in my life, I think, opened up a lot of doors. And I think these old energies that we do carry around in our life, they keep us back from really experiencing love and appreciation in another way, because when I finally bridged that gap, I was able to experience family in a way I never had. And I had to let go of old resentments, old beliefs, old things.
And you don't even know when you're carrying, when a resentment's been inside of you for so long that you don't even pay attention to being annoyed or being, you know what I mean? It's such a powerful thing to have it released, because you didn't know for me, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I don't know what life is like without the resentment until the resentment gets released. And I have found from my own life, it only ever gets released through love. It has to be some form of loving act, usually that same kind of thing where I have to put one step out further into some place of being very uncomfortable for a moment in order to kind of address the resentment, if I finally am lucky enough to be aware that I have it. And then usually it's that loving act of trusting the universe, because I believe that the universe is plotting for our ultimate good all the time, and all we have to do is take the action and it supports us. And then that feeling afterwards, like, that's a powerful feeling of like, I had no idea my life could have been like this all along had I tried to release this before. But you don't even know you have it until you know you have it. So that's intense.
Yeah, no, that's very well said and very very wise.
Well, sorry, this is brilliant. I love this. This is really, look at Lucio. It's Lucio, guys. We're getting real with Lucio. He's given us the true love talk on Valentine's Day, which is super powerful advice on a Valentine's Day. Anybody who's sitting at home listening to this and holding any resentments, maybe it is time to forgive and forget, move forward. What a great advice on Valentine's Day, Lucio.
Oh yeah, ultimate forgiveness. I think if we just had that, mostly just for ourselves every day, of like, hey, I did that dumb thing. We hold on to all these things that we did, or like mistakes we made, and we kind of replay them, sometimes for a lifetime.
Yeah.
But nobody has a manual. Nobody gave us instructions on how to live this life. We're all out here like trying to figure it out. But I think one thing that gives me ultimate peace is the ability to forgive myself. In the morning, just be like, hey man, I know some of the stuff might have not been the best choices or whatever, but I love you, I appreciate you, and I'm gonna just be here in your presence and be loved. That's it. Like every day is like, hey, yeah, sure, that was a thing, but it doesn't exist anymore. It's in the past. Be here now. So
that's like a powerful spiritual exercise right there.
Yeah.
Self-love.
Self-love for sure.
It's real. You can create anything you want from there. I love that. I think that's brilliant. Oh, Lucio, let's break it down about the self-love.
Break down my emotions.
Yeah. But it's very powerful stuff, because you don't know what the rest of your life can hold. Like, I saw that you study, production and communications and editing and film, because you're not just an actor. You could do anything. You're a filmmaker. You're a producer. You can create your own content. You literally have the capacity to create your own dreams. How did you know that you could do that? What made you, like, because that takes a lot of courage to step forward and go, I'm going to learn this so I have the power. Like, for example, in my life, I'm always waiting for someone to call me to give me permission to go to work, because that's my job. I do the auditions, and then I wait for someone to call me to give me permission to do my job. Whereas other people show up for their job every day. They don't need permission. And I think when you do the studying that you've done, you break free of that kind of illusion.
I think my mom was a big, motivator in that department. Growing up, she was just like, you could do anything you want. You just got to go do it. And then I was like, I'm going to be a rapper. And she's like, anything but that.
Your mom, oh my gosh. Anything but that. But did you do it anyway?
I'm doing it right now. No, I'm not rap, but definitely making music again in a different way. But
how perfect is that for Lucio?
Rap, just to be like, you see, Ma?
And now you can say, Mom, it's research and development. I'm playing this character. It's all research and development.
Well, here's the thing about Lucio, and there is one line he says in Overwatch, and it can kind of go in the form of rapping. He's like, moving with the payload, and it's like, that's him rapping.
Moving with the payload. Moving with the payload. That's right.
That payload.
Exactly.
So all the music you do in real life, research development.
Yeah.
We've decided for you. We'll talk to your mother. We'll talk to your mother for you so that she can understand. Yeah, be like, Mom, just so you know, he's doing this for us, all the fans, so that it's authentic. It's method acting.
Hey, Mom, they want me. They need it. No,
it's method acting.
Yeah, so my mom was definitely an instigator in me just believing that I could do things if I just went for it. And then the other half of it was, just allowing myself to do it, allowing the belief, to be behind me to do. I mean, such an audacious thing as being an actor. You know what I mean? Like what a
Isn't that
what a lofty, goal.
Why don't you get a real job? Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, you have to have a solid belief in the fact that it is achievable. And even when it gets shaken, just to kind of keep moving. And I think a lot of times we get, we attach ourselves to the outcome. Well, I'm not, in a movie, I'm not this, I didn't get that audition.
That's the truth.
And I think for me, it was always the ability just to do the thing and let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, to an extent, but the closer you get to stuff, the harder it is to let go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get,
we do.
A bunch of callbacks, you get close, especially when, money's short, like.
And then Lawrence gets the part.
Yeah.
Who?
Lawrence. Wasn't it Lawrence in Germany?
Oh, yeah, Lawrence.
Yeah. I was doing a callback, Johnny.
That was a hit I took. And,
very early on, preparing you for a career in this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lawrence, for helping me take the blows.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. And I think for me, doing it as long as I had to become a student to the work, for improv, for all the things I did. The only way I was able to do it was to let go of my attachment to the idea and the identity of being this thing.
Yeah.
And allow myself to just do the thing, because sometimes we want to be great, but when you start off, you're not great.
Isn't that the truth?
I mean?
Yeah. And some of us, even after years, are still mediocre. We're working on it. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But you love it.
I'm still very mediocre, but I will just continue to keep doing. And that's something, sometimes we'll forget is oh man, we get attached to wanting to do it right.
Yeah.
Instead of allowing yourself to do it.
Yeah.
And learn the process. So all these different mentalities, that growing up, the different influences I've had.
But doesn't improv really help with that? Because improv, you're breaking the rules of doing it right. You're doing it in the moment, and you're trying to be in that moment. There's no rehearsal in improv, so there's a more freedom of just letting yourself be a little bit. I think that's a really powerful. I think if you want to be an actor and do this professionally, you want to have strong improvisational skills, just so that you know what it feels like to not overthink things.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I think what it teaches you is that you're enough.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
He just dropped a bomb. You're enough. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you're enough. We're always chasing these things to be funnier and smarter, but you are enough, just you being you on stage with your perspective and you just reacting truthfully to what is. That's what makes a great scene. You just being present and responding truthfully, emotionally. That's it. And for me, that's what is something that I really enjoy, is a lot of what happens in improv is the mistake becomes the joy.
Right.
The mistake that you make in the scene becomes the thing that makes it funny and wonderful.
And real.
And allowing yourself to make that mistake, is a gift, because a lot of people they want to be perfect. They want to be funny. They want to be good already. But if you go up and you're just you, vulnerable, people can relate to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that goes back to that forgiving yourself thing too. Because, if you really think about it as actors, we are torturing ourselves psychologically all the time about, like you said, not being enough, not doing it right. That whole thing of letting yourself be, and that goes with the. I love the I can't get it out of my head. The exercise of waking up in the morning, forgiving yourself for anything that happened in the past, moving forward with a clear conscience of, I'm going to try something new today. I'm going to take risks today. I'm going to do something that makes my heart feel good. I love that. That's brilliant.
Well, I look at it like this. Imagine that person that you are is personified as a figure in real life. And anytime you walked up and did something like talk to a girl that didn't go well, or called somebody or asked for a raise, and as soon as that happened, somebody was right behind you, was like, hey, great job. I appreciate you doing that, and I love you, and keep doing it. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you just feel always hey, I can do this, it's okay, you know what I mean? But a lot of times we don't have that voice, and the voice that we've trained ourselves to have is you're not worth it, you see? Just another reason why I can't. And these are the thoughts that I think are the most detrimental. But if you take a minute and just start to be the other side, because it doesn't matter the outcome. It matters whether you're just here and present and say, hey, thank you for trying, because you learned something. You're there.
Absolutely.
And, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like to counterbalance all of that, that's why I have friends like Danielle. Danielle is like the biggest cheerleader. Like, you are the anti-negative thought human. You're just like, what are you talking about? You said a negative thought? No. You're fantastic. You are awesome. Yeah. Danielle is a natural deleter of all negativity. She's amazing. Amazing human.
That's great. Yeah, to have people around you in your life that can help you think straight. Because I think we get caught in illusions that we create for ourselves. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. Oh my God. And then you're just like, whoa, what's wrong with you? What are you
right?
Why? I mean, like, let go of that and just do the job, you know?
Absolutely. I love it.
Having people like that in my life has always been very helpful.
So how long have you lived in Los Angeles and pursued a career? And you've been working on camera since you've been here? I'm guessing. This is total conjecture. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I started in Dallas, Texas. I moved there first because I wanted to get my feet wet before I moved to Los Angeles.
Smart.
And it was definitely a place of growing. That's why I found improv. I got a few direct-to-DVD movies that,
Woohoo! Direct-to-DVDs!
Yeah.
I got to, be bad guys. I got to be all kinds of weird, fun characters, that's why I got into acting. I always loved to be weird characters. And then I think as I got older and like was going to auditions, I saw that they were like kind of casting what was, and so I didn't get to play as many characters. And that's why with voiceover, I love it because I can be free. Anything, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I could be a helicopter because I am in a show.
Yes.
Pretty much whatever it is, as long as it sounds like, the essence of the character. And my journey from Dallas to here has been kind of a long one, and to even be known for my voice is kind of weird to me, because I was never in particular like, I've got a great voice for whatever it is.
But that's the illusion, right? Because everyone thinks it's related to voice, and it is not. It is I can't say it enough for all my listeners who keep telling me they want to be a voice actor. This has nothing to do with your voice. It has to do with being an actor. And the reason why Lucio works so brilliantly, I mean, all of your theater chops are there. First of all, we're listening to you now, and you, Jonny Cruz, sound different than Lucio himself. So when you put on Lucio as a character, that you don't have to do anything, like the vocal shift that's happening naturally by being Lucio, it just comes out of you. You know what I mean? Like, once you put the body of the character on, the voice is going to happen, and it doesn't matter if it's ridiculously different from your natural speaking voice or not, because it's still that character's perspective, point of view, likes and dislikes, attitudes, life, whatever the journey is. And I happen to know because Andrea and I have had conversations about all the Overwatch characters, because once I became addicted to the game, when I go in for WoW sessions, I'm like, can we talk about Overwatch just a little bit? Because, oh my God, I'm in love with this. And we had a conversation about you. Because she waxes poetic on what a love ball you are, and just what a great, amazing human being you are. She adores you. But they tried several actors to try and fit the role of Lucio. They were trying to be like from Brazil and everything. And it wasn't until you came along that you really captured the essence of Lucio for them. Like, you nailed it. So I believe in destiny. I believe that, it could be that this is one of your many iconic characters to come, I'm sure, now that you're discovering the freedom of not having to act characters that look like your physical body, which is such a freeing, it's such a freeing thing, because then you can be all the characters you have in your imagination.
Oh, I just played a Southern Texan in a video game, which I've always wanted to do.
How perfect is that? Who would know them better? You had a lot of research and development for that one.
Say that again?
You had a lot of research and development for that one.
Yeah. So that was like, that's, it was Matthew McConaughey type character.
Are you allowed to talk about it, or is it still not released?
I can't talk about it.
Okay, not yet. So no worries. Don't talk about it. We don't want to screw anyone over. We know the job.
Like,
we know the job.
That, like, I'm like, what do I talk about? I can't say anything.
It's okay.
This is horrible.
We're talking about Lucio and Overwatch because this is Waifus of Overwatch. If they want to know all your amazing things, they're going to have to follow you on Twitter and your website, and just like we are, and keep up with everything you're doing. Yeah, we definitely will.
This is Overwatch.
Yeah. But that's like, can you tell us about auditioning for Overwatch and, booking the job and then going into the booth with Andrea and creating that character? Like, we want to know all the intimate details because that's the stuff we are addicted to.
Of course. So I remember I got an email from my agent saying there's a new game. And that there was an audition for let's see if I can remember. It was the picture was a little Hispanic boy with a skateboard, and it didn't say anything about like his ethnicity. Mm-hmm. It didn't say he was like Brazilian or anything. It just said that he was just energetic, lively, fun, what else? A positive leader type character. And I was sitting there and I was like, I could do that. Like, that's kind of how I am with my friends anyway, like positive, encouraging, fun. People know me for, just being an all around, all right dude. So then I was like, what does that sound like? And I literally went, hey, what's going on? Like I had this feeling. And it just popped out. And I was like, all right, I'm ready. Yes. And then I went into my audition. And I added little pieces of flavor of like what I felt this person was, I think it's also all about the inflections and the life before a line.
Yes.
So, you'd be like,
you're such an actor. I love
it. Like a simple, would do everything for me to go into the line that they had. Mm. So I threw out a couple lines. I think. I can't remember which ones were in it. Hey, look at this team. You're going to do great or whatever. That was in there.
Right.
That line is very motivating, especially when you're doing Overwatch competitive.
Yes.
Because it's like, you just feel so much better. Like you think, I'm going to lose. And it's that whole self-doubting thing. Like, we're going to lose before we start. And it's like, look at this team. We're going to do great. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Lucio.
How can I feel negative after hearing that? It's like,
so true.
There's a super funny meme of like Dexter with his head down and Lucio.
Yes.
There's a Lucio and he's like, every time he says we're going to do great and I fail or whatever. I'm like, this is so cute. But so like that whole process, and then I just left it there. I was just like, well, there's that thing, and go on to the next one. And maybe like a few months later, I get an email because they put it under a code name, and so you don't know who it is. And I remember they emailed me and they said, hey, the people from Overwatch loved your audition. And I was like, I searched through my email.
Overwatch? That's the worst.
Overwatch?
That's a real struggle as a voice actor. You don't know what it is you're auditioning for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't even listen to your audition because you don't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, so I searched, but as I'm searching, like Overwatch kept, cycling in my head. I was like, I know that from somewhere. What is that?
Mm.
And a few months prior, my friend Charlie had been showing me a trailer to a new Blizzard game that I remember. Oh my God, that looks dope! And then I totally forgot about it. And then it all hit me, and I put two and two together. I was like, oh, is it that game? And it ended up being that game. And I told my boy Charlie, and he was like, what?
That's like crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, this is gonna be big. And I was like, okay. But I didn't, I haven't been playing video games and stuff for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But my good old friend, I've told this story before, but my friend Troy Baker from Texas.
Oh, you know each other from Texas. I love that.
Yeah. He moved out here first, and then when I got here, I called him. This was very early on. And he gave me advice to go into voiceover work. And I was like, yeah, Troy. What's up with the actings? I'm an actor. I'm an on-camera actor.
Wow. We get a
then-
lot of that from you on-camera actors. That's an attitude that we
Yeah.
confront daily. But I appreciate that you got the advice from Troy Baker. That just makes it all the better.
Yes.
You told
was-
Troy
yeah,
Baker,
it
"Oh,
was
what about acting? I want to act, Troy. I'm an on." That's fantastic.
Acting.
Thank you for
Yeah, but
your
this is
honesty.
This is before he hit, and
Right,
then I
right.
guess what, I don't know. A few years later, he was it.
Mm-hmm.
He was it.
Yeah, I've
And
worked
I
on
was
a
like-
lot of titles with Troy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, lucky. But in the end, I was like, oh, he was onto something, and because like a
Because the
lot of the stuff
acting,
that
because you get all the freedom to be all the characters you can't be on camera.
exactly, and I think I had felt that frustration for a little while.
Yeah.
As an actor, I felt a little bit of like, I don't know, like I'm so exotic and so different in some ways that maybe they don't
You mean
know
incredibly
sometimes how to-
handsome? That's very. It can be actually. It can be very difficult when you're as handsome as you are to get all the on-camera work. No, I mean that as a real thing. Like incredibly
Yeah.
beautiful women and incredibly beautiful men have a hard time because then they typecast you in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
You don't get to play the fun character because they're like, no, you're too pretty.
Yeah, which somebody did say that to me, and I was like, "Yo, man, I could be a drug addict. Come
See,
on." But
you're
yeah,
freed up in voiceover from your dashedly good looks.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I think I really appreciate the compliments coming at me.
Receive
I'm
it.
blushing over here.
Good.
But I love it.
Happy
I love it.
Valentine's Day.
Happy
Thank
Valentine's
you,
Day.
Thank you. You guys too. You guys are my Valentine.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm temperature
Oh,
went up again.
bye.
Oh my goodness! Please keep talking.
Well, I could do that, of course, all day. Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah, Troy.
And so,
then,
so you decided to venture in to this universe.
Well, I kind of fell in. I wasn't really like focusing on because it was
Right.
on camera with a lot of my
Right.
focus. But
Of course.
I did Prototype, the video game too.
Mhm.
That was really fun. And then I didn't get anything for a while. But then after I got Overwatch, things just started to kind of trickle
I'm
in a
so
little bit more.
surprised.
And I think since then I've done 5 or 6 video games.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Nice.
We'll be watching.
Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if any of them are the ones that I'm in. I'm dying to know. Are we in the same video games and don't even know it? I can hardly wait.
Right? Same.
Right. Exactly. You might. I don't know.
I don't know.
mean,
We
you
can't
said-
talk about it. We can't talk about it, but
you
I
have
will
to
be
talk
looking.
about Overwatch.
I will be looking.
Yes.
We will be tweeting at you if there are some fabulous coincidences that occur in the next
Yes.
year. But yeah, so okay. I'm still caught up on the Valentine's Day. A little bit. My temperature really did go up. That's cuckoo. Wow, that just didn't take much at all. So so your first day in the booth, and you get to meet Andrea Antoyas, who is one of, if not my all-time favorite director. She's just so. She's such an actor-friendly director. She's so organic.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
As an actor, when you're, throwing stuff out there and you stop, like you throw a couple lines out and then you wait for, someone to judge your work, basically.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
Somebody to be like, that was correct or incorrect based on
Almost. That you almost had it, but yeah.
Yeah. But the way Andrea works, she's so like amazingly patient and loving, and like, I think just even the little like great, yes, or like even those little things after
So
every
true.
take,
So
it's
true.
very helpful, to keep that enthusiasm, to keep going. And I guess for me, like when I get in there, like there's an energy about it that it just flows, right?
Yeah.
And I think for me, I'll get hung up on a line, and it's always sometimes like if I do get hung up on a line, it's always like she knows how to get me there or whatever.
Yes.
She knows how to word it or help me to find it, and then I'll find it, and then we just blaze through it. But
She's such a
I really
master director for that. Like she'll find some crazy backdoor scenario way in to shift your perspective just enough to open up a whole new world for the possibilities.
Oh yeah,
She's like
and
magic.
she's wonderful, and she's such a gift that uh, I feel very blessed, to be working with Blizzard and everybody there. They're all geniuses. I swear to God.
They are. And this is a
Yeah.
perfect segue into that you got to go to BlizzCon this year.
Well,
Yes.
here it is I went to the super secret actors voiceover party.
The campus
that was
one?
the day after the day after.
Oh,
BlizzCon.
so you weren't at BlizzCon, you went to the campus event just like Anjali.
Yeah. So I did that. I didn't actually go to, because this is very new to me. This whole con circuit. I've never been to a con.
BlizzCon is not a good example of other cons because it's kind of amazing. It's not a very, it is not like anything else. It's its own universe. Absolutely. It's so amazing.
I'm barely even starting to experience the universe. I've been invited to some. I recently went to, this past weekend, I went to Anime Impulse, which is a very
good for
small
you.
thing. But
Was it fun?
it was a delight. I was like, I'd never been to one, but I'm very fascinated by the world. It's been super cool, man.
Oh yeah.
Right?
And
I
the thing
imagine like the big ones, like the huge ones, but I'm rolling with it. Hey, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, and I love how there's small ones and there's big ones, and they're all very welcoming. I love it. I love the atmosphere with the cons.
And it ends up being really just what I like about them is that it's the marrying point, right? Where you get to meet people who are fans of the character, and you're a fan of the character because you're the vehicle through which the character is manifested. And then all you do is nerd out and say, how great is this character? Yeah, this character is great. I can't believe they hired me to play this guy. I know you do a great job.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't this amazing?
I do a great job. Yeah. That's amazing. Like, yeah, to connect with them, and they're all as sweet as could be. It's a different vibe for sure, and I enjoy just all of it. It's been really cool, and they're so nice, and so I don't know. I'm a nerd on the inside. I'm a geek. Always have been.
Are you a gamer? Did you play video games growing up?
Growing up, that's basically was my life.
What were your games?
Because I was a latchkey kid, so Mom had to entertain me in some way, so I had to she bought me a Sony PlayStation, a Nintendo 64, like all the good stuff, and that's all I did growing up.
Did you have any favorite games?
Ocarina of Time is will forever be in my heart, one of the greatest games of all time. Due to the adventure it takes you on, like all these games, it's fascinating. They take you on an adventure like no other. Like the excitement and the levels of like, oh my God, that happened during a video game.
It's real.
Yeah, it's amazing. Here's something to plug how good I am.
Do it.
I don't know if you guys ever played Ocarina of Time. There's this one game where you have to go from room to room, and you have to get out a key to lock the next door. And there's like maybe 8 rooms you have to go through.
Okay.
And I remember being so that was so hard because you couldn't get through it. I was like, this is impossible. And I remember at one moment I was like, I'm going to do this. And I remember just zenning out, and I went from room to room to room to room to room, and I finally got that heart container that was in there.
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember I went to school. I told my friend Mike the next day. I was like, "Yo, I got that heart, man. That in that hard room." He's like, "Dude, did you know you're supposed to use the lens of truth for that?"
Oh!
Yeah, and I was like, I had gotten it without it, and I'll never forget
Magic.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Now this is I have to I don't mean to date you or anything, but that's before the internet, right?
Yeah, that's
because that's a big deal. I need to make this point to the listeners out there who are young, who when they get stumped on a video game, they can Google the gameplay, the playthrough of a game, which is of course what I do now. But I mean, at the time,
back then we had those strategy guides that would rip up.
Yeah, if I was lucky enough to find one in Canada.
Yeah, I got 0 strategy guides.
No, well done you. That's a good game if ever that's a good Jonny.
That's old. But yeah, that game just has vivid memories of the amazingness of.
Oh, I love, but you can see I love that you've played video games, because I think it makes a difference in understanding the fan for video games. It's a totally different fan than for television and film. I was obsessed with Linda Hamilton for years because of Terminator 2, because that
I still am.
right, because that character got me through a lot of stuff in life. But it is not the same as being a character in a game for, like, okay, what am I at? 200 hours on Overwatch now? Like, that's a lot of hours to be a character. That's not a passive experience of watching a character. That's like whatever's going on in your life, you get to express it through the game. It's a whole different animal. So when someone comes up to you at a convention, they haven't just seen you in a thing. They have been your character with your voice coming out of their head. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's something like I think I had to kind of wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Like, these people spend, hundreds of hours.
Yes.
Sometimes with my voice and my encouragement, or like
I
Lucio,
do, Jonny.
like, in their ear. And so, like, I didn't understand why when people would come up to me, they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're Lucio." I was like, "What? So?" You know what I mean? In my head, I was like, "It's just."
I only did these lines.
I wasn't ready for the way in which they accepted me in that moment. You know what I mean? I wasn't ready for the appreciation.
No, the love is real.
It is the love, and like I was very overwhelmed by
I bet
how deep it went and how gushing it was. I was like, wow, like, but I had to really think about it. They're spending a lot of time, and I was just like, I'm just so appreciative of the just everyone who comes up to me and says it. I'm just like, wow, like, to be a part of a good experience for somebody, or a part of their life in some way that's meaningful. I mean, as an actor, you always want to be able to do something like that, know. And I'm just surprised that, for me, it was a video game of all things that.
And it's going to be. I do think that video games are the entertainment of the future. I think that because it's interactive, because people get to immerse themselves, and they get to live in a different set of shoes for a period of time. I mean, it's the dominating force of the universe, and it has been for a while, but Hollywood hasn't acknowledged it yet. And I think that you're one of the very lucky actors who have, like Anjali as well, that when you weren't pursuing this as a career, this side of things, you're from the on-camera world, to get in, I think it's a big deal, because I do think that this is where you're going to end up finding some of your best work, the most interesting characters. I've played characters I would never get cast for on camera. And also, I like to eat, so I stopped on camera because I did not like how they judged female bodies. I was like, no, forget it. I'm going to eat. Shut your face. No.
I'm going to eat. Yeah. I feel very fortunate,
How was it meeting all the other actors on campus? Like, I know that it's been really a fun journey, because I know Darren and Keith and Matt Mercer really well. So they were already in the universe of like, because I know Darren from World of Warcraft, and he played the evil guy to my superhero chick. And so, and that was his, like, Blizzard was his first gig, and he was mostly on, theater and Broadway and a lot of, and some television and film. So his foray, I remember experiencing this experience that you're having now back then with that game with him. And then for him to watch you guys go, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than I thought. There's millions of fans for this. This is cuckoo. I've been really excited watching everybody kind of like catch on to how brilliant this is and how popular it is. How was it meeting each other in person and getting to talk about that?
So I mean, even at that point, it was still like I knew Darren from another show we did as well, right before
I love it.
Overwatch. We were doing Stinky and Dirty.
Oh yes,
good show, and I had met him there, and he was so nice. I remember being like, I dig this dude. So I got his email. We were friends. We were little email friends.
Yay!
And then later on, I was looking something up about Overwatch. I was like, I didn't even know he was on it.
Oh my god! Like, oh my god! I love that.
You're another video game I'm in. I was like, that's nutty. And then so after
no. And for the record, for the listeners, it's because of Reinhardt that I got in contact with Lucio. And Reinhardt is my waifu, and so it was Darren who texted Jonny, who said, "Hey, do this chick's show." So thank you, Darren. We love you.
Yeah, Darren's always like, he'll text me and be like, "Yo, here, do this thing," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I love that. Yeah, and so it's been pretty interesting the journey, because I think for me, until I think I would see it in little pockets, which somebody would tell. Like, my friends know that I was Lucio, so when they would tell a gamer or somebody I was Lucio, there'd be a moment of a shock in that person's eyes, and look at me like, "You're Lucio." Yes. And that, for me, at the beginning, I was
the penny drops.
You're really into this, like, so I was like, "Oh, cool, nice to meet you, dude, cool." And this started happening a little bit more frequently. And then at some point, when I think I did that Blizz, that after BlizzCon video.
Yeah. Oh my God, did that ever go viral?
Right?
That to me was when I think it really hit. Like, this isn't a game, kid.
This is your career.
This is real. So at that point, I was like, oh man, because then people, like, when I would be out, actually would come up to me and say, "Hey, you're Lucio," and I was like, oh my God, this is like as if I was in a movie or on a show. Like,
exactly.
I've been on television for many years, and I never got, in any way, this kind of recognition. So this
real.
was like a whole new world for me. And so when I was there with them, I was just excited to be meeting them, and I was learning about them and their characters and the fun experiences that they were going through.
Yay.
Like, Mercer, everybody always is asking him what time, what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I got the inspiration in the video. I was going to ask him what time it is.
I thought that was funny. That was really good.
Yeah. And I would just ask everybody, like, what's going on? Like, what's your experience? And yeah, just playing off of that while I was there. And I was like, oh, I'll just make a fun video. But yeah, that was a kind of that was a fun way for all of us to bond in a certain way too. I kind of used my
Fyodor there?
Like, was who?
Fyodor Chin, Zenyatta?
Yeah.
Okay, he's my husbando. Can you tell me a little bit more about Fyodor Chin? Because it's Valentine's Day, and I heart him so hard.
Yeah, he's actually mutual friends through the UCB community of improv, and he would comment on my friend's stuff. And I'd be like, "Yo, dude, we're in Overwatch together." You know what I mean? I'd be like, "Hey," and so I kind of knew him online before I met him in person. But he's super, super chill, dude.
Is
super
he
cool.
funny?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is he single? I'm sorry, I'm none of my business.
Oh yeah,
just checking. Sorry.
I actually don't. I don't.
It's okay.
I think he is, right? I'm not.
No, I have a man. I'm not allowed.
Oh wow.
I'm just saying, I've played the most hours I've played on Overwatch has been Zenyatta. It goes Zenyatta, Lucio, Reinhardt, Junkrat for my most played characters.
Nice. Good choices.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, your character is kind of amazing because his capabilities are if you're a great gamer, which I am not, like the guy who taught me how to play your character, I call him my Shifu, his name is Sonic Man. He literally can take Lucio and have Lucio skate around the side of buildings, around the back of things, like where nobody else can go, Lucio can skate. He has literally been shoved down the well and skated himself back up. He gets shoved off of a cliff, he skates his way back up. I can't do that with you. I wish you would listen to me, Lucio, when I'm yelling at you, but you don't. Instead, you die. But then you reincarnate.
Just wait until he skates into walls backwards. It's gonna be like a different game changer,
right?
It's gonna be crazy.
Your character is amazing. I feel like he's so great and so positive and such great energy. He's really fun to play. He's really enjoyable.
I mean, that's good to hear. I don't play as much as I'd like to because I had to bury all my consoles and everything because
it's hard because you'll get addicted. You'll think you're going in for 10 minutes and 5 hours will pass. You can't do it if you don't have the time. Don't. Trust us. Those of us who are addicted.
Is the problem.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like weeks would pass and I'm like, what happened to my life? Where am I?
Right.
Well, Daniel and I were playing the other night. I think we jumped on at 9:30. I checked the time at 10:30. Next thing I knew, it was 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, how did we get to 3:00 in the morning?
Yeah.
That's what it does to you.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that was a hard thing for me to do, to just step away a little bit because you just like, let me just have a little hit. Let me have a little bit of this.
Oh,
And
there
then
it
you're
is.
just like weeks
That sounds
later,
like an
you're like,
addiction right there. Let me have a little hit of this Overwatch.
let me have a little hit of this
It's
Overwatch.
true.
Yum, 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 yum.
It's true.
But my problem is like, self-control, and I know I have that
Yeah.
issue. So I have
No,
to
you
be careful
gotta
with
be
things that I
careful.
get back into because I'll just do it all day.
It's the type of thing you do when you're like on holiday. And I mean like although if you go to conventions, if they have a game room, that's a great spot to go because you know you're going to be leaving the convention and you'd be like, that's on their console. It's not my console. So you're not building up your own thing.
Yeah. For sure. But then I think about, oh man, all the things I missed, all the things I could have got, all those,
Oh, yes, it's true.
all that loot.
It's so true.
Yes.
It's so true.
All
The
those
loot
loot
boxes. It's
And
so
I want to
true.
collect everything. That was my problem on Ocarina of Time when I was playing Zelda. Like, I didn't finish the game till I had every heart container, every Splatoon,
Johnny,
whatever.
you are like me. I'm a collector. Like, I'm playing
Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy VII for the millionth time, and I don't care about finishing the game. I just care about getting every Easter egg possible.
Everything. You have to get
Everything. I want all
experience
the
it all.
things.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
I just remember friends who would beat games and be like, done. I'd be like, but you didn't.
Exactly.
You didn't get everything.
Like, you didn't even play the game. You didn't even get the stuff. What is wrong with
Yeah.
you?
Oh,
We could
yeah.
play games together. I feel you on that. I'm a stuff collector. It's a little bit of a problem. At least I don't do that in real life. Are you a stuff collector in real life?
Oh no, I'm very minimalist.
Oh, good.
For a long time, I tried to whittle down everything to just the bare essentials because I think sometimes the stuff you own can own you. Of course.
Isn't that true? More wisdom
so,
from Lucio. You kind of think he's a little Zenyatta after this.
Right?
I
think
see
I am
some
a
great Zen characters in your future.
No, I'm very, very Zenyatta a little bit. I think I'm a mix of Lucio and Zenyatta because of
Oh
some
my
of the
god, my
philosophy.
heart just went, a Lucio Zenyatta mix? Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm in love. Whew. Happy Valentine's Day. Somebody's going to make fan art of that, right? Like somebody somewhere is going to make fan art of that for me. Thank you, audience. We love you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have Valentine's Day. We haven't talked about the shipping yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't ship you with anyone, Lucio, because you are for me. And you don't get to date anyone but me. Sorry, Lucio. But if you could ship Lucio with anyone in the game, who would you pick?
I always say, let's ship everybody together in a big old pile, and everybody just love each other.
I love that.
Yeah, what we could do is
I
we could
love
have
that.
her assist and use her like ultimate just
Yes.
to kind of grab everybody.
To assist to
everybody
get
loved in one little
Big
gravitation.
pile. And it's, what, that makes sense with Lucio because he heals everybody equally at the same time.
Yeah.
He
There you
doesn't pick
go.
one over the other.
There you
He's
go.
healing everyone at the same time. And then also with the let's break it down.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, it's so good. Everything is so good. He's for, the music is for everybody at the same time. He's very what is that word? Equalitarian? Equalitarian? I don't know what the word is, but it's something about everybody being equal.
Oh yeah, equal opportunity dater is what I am.
I
altogether.
love that. Oh, that is... Everybody go nuts with that. Lucio dates the entire Overwatch team. You're welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. That you can't go wrong with that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Good choice, Johnny.
Everybody
I love
needs
that.
love. Everybody needs love, and so give it. That's it.
Exactly.
Oh, one love. He's totally one love. That's
That's
perfect.
that.
I love that. Oh, this has been amazing. I can't believe that you took time out of your busy schedule to come and visit our show, but we are so grateful to you, and thank you, Darren, for hooking this up. But this has been amazing, and we really, truly do love your character, and your acting is spectacular. I mean, there's a reason we are listening to a lot of the same lines over and over, and it doesn't get annoying because the acting is so good. When the acting is good, and you feel like when the character is delivering the line, it's real, then it's just, I'm not going to say amazing because I didn't
Erin,
invoke May in the Valentine's Day episode. Shh, shh. Don't. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Dang you. It's fantastic. So thank you for coming to the show. But we want to make sure that, because we always forget to tag all our social media at the end of episodes. We're still new to this. This will be episode 10 probably. So please, Jonny, give us all of your social media. How can people find you?
So I made it real easy. So on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook,
lucky duck.
it's JonnyCruz. So that's Jonny Cruz with 3 Z's. On each one of them, you'll find me.
Oh, I love that. And it's funny because Anjali, her Twitter is Sweet Anj, but it's three E's for the sweet. Sweet Anj. SWEETANJ. Yeah. And your 3 Z's. Interesting. And do you have a website?
And that's Jonny-Cruz.com.
Perfect. And if people want, I guess, if people want to book you for conventions or anything like that, do you have a booking agent for that sort of thing? Or can they find that on your website?
It's just hit contact on the website.
Perfect.
And it'll hit me. Yeah.
Are you also a fan of receiving fan art and that sort of stuff? Does that excite you? Just in case people who are listening are, the type of people to create.
I always love people tag me in their art on Instagram and stuff, and I always love seeing it. So absolutely.
Oh, perfect. And we are Waifus of Overwatch. The website is waifusofOverwatch.com. We can be found on SoundCloud and apparently on iTunes now. Finally, it only took us a million years to figure that out. On Twitter, we're Waifus of OW. Probably this, I don't know. What are we on G+, Danielle? I can't remember.
We're on Google+. I think that's Waifus of OW.
Mm-hmm. And Facebook fan page, all the social media. Just look for us. Yeah. We're there somewhere. And if you can't find us, then just tag us on our personal Twitters at Erin Fitzgerald and Danielle.
And at Danielle MCBO.
Perfect. Jonny, thank you so much again for coming to our show on Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you guys for having me, and happy Valentine's Day. Kisses. Mm.
Kisses.
Thanks.